Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be jumping into GranTurismo 7. Now, GranTurismo 7 has been a very popular game for car fanatics and has been long awaited for its release, and it's finally out now to play. So as you can see now, we're in the world map, and that's a known feature of the GranTurismo game. And a new feature that's been added is the cafe, which is basically a guide to guide you through menu books on certain categories of cars. So first of all, you start off with a small vehicle, then as you progress, you start to have different menu books with different vehicles, and also new tracks as well. As we jump out of the cafe, we go to a feature, a collection of the menu books, basically explaining the history of the menu book cars that you acquire and when. Going back to the world map, and we go to the used car dealership, which is something has been a fan favorite in other Gran Turismo games, which is used cars that are in good condition, but you can still buy them. Another place where you can start to learn the basics of the game is the license center. So it's a step-by-step way of learning different vehicles on how they handle in the game and try to achieve them in certain times that are given. As you complete the tasks, you are rewarded a National B, and as you progress, you go to different licenses such as the International and higher levels of the license. Next to the license center is the missions, which is quite similar to the license center. You are given tasks that either have to be completed in first position or in a certain time. As we head back to the world map, there are other new features added to the game, such as the legend cars, similar to the used car dealership, except this time you have more rare and more expensive cars that are hard to find. But today we're gonna jump into the Gran Turismo Sport lobbies, which is online racing, and you can compete with completely random players that are online. And today's daily race A is gonna be held at Suzuka Circuit, which is in Japan, and the specified car is Toyota GR86. So as we start our qualifying session, we noticed that my previous record was 2 minutes 32 seconds, as seen in the bottom right corner. So by the end of our flying lap, we posted 2 minute 33.2, which is a decent time, but there's still some room for improvement. So coming up to the first corner, making sure that the braking point is on point, and leaving the first two corners with a clean exit to set up for the next corner, which is the tricky part of the track. So making sure that I have the correct speed and momentum through these corners. And by the end of the first sector, we are 3/10 ahead, which is a good start. And as we arrive at the top of the hill, we made sure that we have a clean exit to set up for this short straight, maximizing the gears, braking just before the 50 board, maximizing the track with space, braking it down to the second gear, and then back to third. By the end of the second sector, we are 8/10 up, which is very good so far. Coming up to the hairpin, as we brake on time, go down to second gear and make sure we have a nice controlled exit where the car is stable. So coming up to spoon curve, which is a long left-hander, which is a double corner, making sure that the car is on the right speed and coming out of the exit, powering onto the back straight. And as we approach 130R, which is a very high speed corner, we tap the brakes a little, take the curbs, find the right exit, and power through to the last chicane, braking at the 100 board mark, going down to second gear a quick combination of turns, and as we head down to the line, and we cross the line with a 2:31.2, which is a great lap so far for us in the qualifying session. So as we load up to a daily race A lobby, as you can notice, we are currently placed in 4th place, which is not so bad. And as we start the race, everyone's revving their engines, excited, and I'm hoping that I could come up a few positions and have a good race. So revving the car, making sure that my traction control is down to 0 and back on the throttle. Coming up to the first corner, tuck in the driver in front, and as we get on the brakes, making sure that I'm not too slow here. Got into 2nd by mistake, but then carried on to 3rd gear, and as I change my view to have a better perspective on where the other drivers are on the track. And so far it's not looking so bad as we break away from the pack behind us, and it's quite tight up at the front, which we are still looking to close in. So coming up to this corner, braking late, making sure to use the curbs as much as I can, and the driver in front of me looks like he's having a struggle, goes off the track, immediately moving to the right hand side, avoiding any contact as we go up to 3rd place. And now we are into the battle for 2nd and 1st place as we come up very close, as both drivers go off a weak exit for the corner. And as I tuck in the slipstream, going down to Spoon curve, very close and tight to 1st and 2nd place, as I tap the 2nd driver just a bit and make sure that there is no necessary contact. Later on into 130R, as I have a clean and smooth turn, 1st place goes off really wide as I try to come up with a late braking, very close, looking for a better exit as I tuck behind him, leaving the last corner, looking for a better exit, but still couldn't manage to pass him. So I go back into the slipstream, tuck in, try to get better speed as I look for a better pass, and I'm still side by side, not sure if I can make it. Just coming up to the 1st corner, braking hard, just tapping the throttle just a bit and heading out into 2nd place. Nice clean overtake. And then by the end of the 2nd lap, as we close up to 1st place, we are still in the 1st place slipstream. As we can see, we set a fastest lap of the race. Coming up to the 1st corner as he struggles, and we are right behind his tail. Coming out of the 2nd corner, looking back, making sure no one's in my slipstream, as we are looking forward to target 1st place. As I struggle here and lose the momentum, so by the end of the 3rd lap, the leader gains on us over a second, and as we come up to the end of the 3rd lap, the leader sets a new fastest lap of the race. But in the 4th lap, we could gain on him since he is a bit slower in the 1st sector of the lap. So coming up to the 1st corner, braking late, tapping the throttle, making sure that the car is still in motion, and exiting very nicely and cleanly as we close up the gap, coming down to less than a second, gaining and keeping the momentum here through the corners, very nice and smooth. Then coming up to the fast right-handers as we close the gap, we can see that our chance of overtaking is quite in our view. And As we come up to the hairpin, as I turn and brake late, now that I'm very, very close to the leader and could really stick to the slipstream and try and see the chance of overtaking as we pass 130R, coming up to the last chicane, braking late, going down to second as we really use the curbs and looking for a chance to overtake, but still not enough momentum, so I tuck in the slipstream as we look at the lap times and we post a new fastest lap, which we can see that the slipstream is really helping. So final lap as we come up to the first corner and manage to get very close, and coming up to the exit of the second corner as we see the chance, we go for the gap, and for a second I see first place, but I had to back out, so not being able to be inside the corner as he is on the better racing line, but still keeping the close proximity to the leader as we come up to the final back straight, not being able to manage a pass here, but as we see our last chance and the last chicane, we come up to the last corner, braking late as he goes defending, and I try to look for an opening, but there's not much room to maneuver as I try to get a better exit and did not manage to have a clean pass, which was a very close end to the race. So there you have it. Good race, managed to gain 2 positions, finished out in second place, which is good so far. And by the end of the race, everyone's leaving their comments about the race, and as we head out. So thank you all for joining me in today's GranTurismo race. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and leave your comments down below. Bye bye.